Welcome to From the Inside, a show where a panel of 4 cybersecurity experts discuss the latest in insider cyber threat. Insider threat comes in various forms, both malicious and non-malicious. In any case, both can be disastrous. On the panel today, we have Malcolm Statman Roberts, Zach Bush Mueller, Travis. No, you didn't fire, and I'm your host, Ghost Dog Mark Washington. Welcome to the show, gentlemen.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
Privilege level access. What does that mean to you guys?
Privileged access. That's when users have rights and permissions that normal users don't have. You know, to do things like resetting passwords and unlocking accounts.
And it gets you access to the VIP section of the club.
Okay, no. This is not about club access, Zach. This is about network access.
Hey, looks like you got boosted. But in all seriousness, privilege level access is the greatest threats facing organizations today. When these privilege level accounts have no basic security concepts such as least privilege or separation of duties, many damages can be done.
Least privileged? Is that like when you hold the door open for somebody, Mark, and you say, the least I can do?
Now, least privilege is having the minimum amount of privileges to do your work. If you were a network admin, you would have the minimum amount of privileges to work on network devices. You wouldn't have keys to the kingdom, you would have a key to a specific locker or a specific door. That's where separation of duties comes in. A network admin would never be doing work on servers, and a server admin would never be doing work on network devices. These are 2 different roles, both have their own set of privileges that they need to conduct their work.
So what happens when a person has too many privileges?
That's called access creep. It's very common for people to change roles and jobs within the organization. So what's supposed to happen is that their privileges get revoked, and upon assuming a new role, they get authorization and get assigned their new privileges.
So membership in the club has its privileges. Oh, look at our.
Actually, yes. You should get assigned to a security group that carries the least privilege concept in it.
Now let's review the biggest inside breach that recently hit the U.S. government, Ed Snowden.
Ed Snowden was a U.S. government contractor that worked for the NSA, and he collected a bunch of top secret data, handed it off to journalists, and fled the U.S. He's currently on asylum in Russia.
Correct, Malcolm. Now let's examine all the mistakes made in his case.
Hold on. So you're assuming that the NSA made mistakes?
Well, of course they did.
No way. We're talking about the National Security Agency. They have the word security in their name.
The word security may be in their name and principal to their mission, but as we go through and break down the case, perhaps you'll see that these top organizations that think they are running a strong security program are surprised to find they are not. Malcolm, tell us more.
So first, Ed Snowden was an intelligent and trusted analyst. He was intelligent enough to have been able to fill the role he held as an NSA contractor. And over time, he was entrusted to have access to many systems.
Wait. So you're telling me he had access not only to the club, but all the VIP sections in the club?
That's actually a good analogy.
Thank you.
Boosh.
Anyway, as I was saying, over time, he gained excessive privileges that allowed him access to more information than he needed to do his job.
So that is where least privileges and separation of duties were undermined. So is that how the NSA could have prevented him from doing what he did?
That is a hard one to definitely answer, but employing basic security measures such as least privilege and separation of duties would have went a long ways to limit the damage he was able to do.
Okay. So, what could have been done to stop him completely?
Well, ultimately, Ed Snowden was able to walk away with the data.
Oh, no, he didn't.
Boo!
Of all the mitigation strategies that should have or could have been utilized to hinder or lower the impact of what he did, there was only one way to absolutely prevent the release of data, and that's positive possession, positive control of the data, otherwise known as possession.
Possession? Like The Exorcist?
Why do I pay you to be on my show?
No, Zach. Possession as in controlling who has access, what they have access to, when they have access, and how they access the data. The ability to store data or copy data on CD, DVD, or removable media should be treated with the strictest controls.
Good job, Malcolm. Yet there was one critical fact you overlooked.
I did.
The last line of defense where NSA could have prevented this is where the security guards, as Mr. Snowden walked by and exited the facility. If organizations have high-value data, they should consider employing increased security measures such as X-ray machines or man-traps. Like most U.S. embassies, it is unfortunate that the field offices in Hawaii did not employ this measure.
But didn't Ed Snowden also do something good for the country? I mean, he did reveal to the world the excessive use of surveillance the NSA was performing on American people, which is the evasion of privacy. Plus, it's not like he's living the high life on a beach somewhere. I mean, he is sort of stuck in Russia still.
I have to stop you right there, Mr. I know you didn't. No matter what has been the consequences, good or bad, from his unauthorized disclosure, is not relevant. He signed a non-disclosure agreement, was granted top secret clearance to protect U.S. secrets. In his case, he undermined those agreements with the U.S. government. Conviction or no, the government has programs and processes that you can take if you feel that it's something inappropriate. Yet your convictions should never outweigh your agreements with the U.S. government. In fact, convictions are one of the key indicators of the insider threat.
Indicators? Mark, so you're saying I can catch insider threats by watching out for indicators?
Absolutely. Indicators include collecting data that they shouldn't have access to, working hours that are outside their normal working hours, a sudden reversal in financial situation, and even frequent foreign travel.
Well, I know a lot of U.S. contractors out here working long hours, taking frequent vacations to foreign countries, and making plenty money. So should I report them?
You have to take some of that with some common sense into the decision. Okay. But if something looks suspicious, report it. There's no harm in reporting something and nothing is found. But it's that one time that you fail to report something suspicious that we get owned by the insider threat. Well, that's all we have for today's show, and we hope you have learned something new, and tune in to next week's show where we discuss non-malicious threats. Remember, it hurts the most when it's
from the inside.